It's news time. Information is power. The current. The news headline. We can give you guns to fight government. Bøkøhãrãm mobilizes Niger communities. The news in full. The Bøkøhãrãm insurgents have recently infiltrated some communities in Shiroro local government area of Niger State, mobilizing the residents and saying that they have money to help them and guns to use in fighting the government. Additionally, the terrorists are also coercing the residents to marry off their daughters at the age of 12 years. Residents of affected communities said that the insurgents have ordered them not to recognize any constituted authority. A resident of the area and co-convener of concerned Shiroro youth, Bøkøhãrãm Ibrahim, told the correspondent that at the time they were in Kawuri, the village of the former senator representing Niger East, David Umaru, but there was an operation to dislodge them by joint military task force. Fortunately, they were dispatched, but after a while, since military base is not stationed here, they reconvened. So now they are only in Kawuri. They are not only in Kawuri, they have also extended their tentacles to communities like Kuregbe, Awulo, and hosts of other communities. In Awulo and Kuregbe communities, they assembled the locals, both Muslims and Christians, and gave them marching order that any girl that is 12 years old should be married off. There is no any form of law in the area aside Bøkøhãrãm's. If locals have any feud, either family issue or community problem, they report for resolution. No any case should be reported to police or court or any constituted authority for resolution. Another resident said that the criminals operate freely. He also noted that they are operating freely and mingling freely with the villagers. They have also become constituted authority in those villages, and Kauri, Awulo, and Kuregbe are their operational grounds. They coerce locals to obey them as their authority in the entire Chikuba and Kuregbe ward. It is Bøkøhãrãm elements that are operating there, not bandits that we know. The chairman, Shiroro local government, Suleiman Chukuba, confirmed the influx of Bøkøhãrãm elements, saying on the issue of influx of Bøkøhãrãm in Shiroro, only 4 wards have been affected. He said that the residents were made to believe that they were Bøkøhãrãm elements because of their mode of preaching. They also said that they had not recruited the locals, aside coercing them to do especially the issue of not reporting any case of feud to police or court and the marital age for girls. And this was the analysis by the Bøkøhãrãm. This was the analysis by as an emergency digest about the Bøkøhãrãm mobilizing Niger communities. It was noted that recently the communities in Shiroro local government area had actually been infiltrated by the Bøkøhãrãm, and it was noted that they have started mobilizing the residents of this local government and saying that, trying to lure them and convince them that they have money to help them and they have guns, to give them to protect themselves, especially if they want to fight with the government. Additionally, it says that the Shiroro local government residents have been, coerced by the terrorists to marry off their daughters at the age of 12 years. Therefore, the terrorists would tell the residents, and enforce them to give them their daughters to marry even at that tender age. And the residents of the affected communities said that the insurgents have ordered them not to recognize any other constituted authority apart from them. And also, a resident of the area and a co-convener of concerned Shiroro youth, Bøkøhãrãm Ibrahim, during an interview, he actually told the correspondent that there was a time in that Kawuri, the village of the former senator representing Niger East, which is David Umaru, saying that there was a time that there was a military operation to dislodge those Bøkøhãrãm in that locality, and fortunately it actually happened because they were dispatched and also dispersed. But after a while, since the military base was not stationed there, the military, after fighting and dispersing them, they returned to their base. And after they returned to their base, the Boko Haram members reconvened to continue with their usual routines. So they are not only in Kawuri, which is the village of the former senator representing Niger East. They have also extended their tentacles to communities like Keregbe, Awulo, and the host of other communities, where it is said that they actually assemble the local and Muslims and Christians and give them orders that they cannot reject as per marrying their children at that tender age, saying that there is no form of law in the area aside Boko Haram's order. And if any locals have any disagreement or any family issue or anything bothering them, any community problem, what they are to do is to report to the Boko Haram members who are pioneering the affairs of that community, and then the Boko Haram members will look for a way to find resolutions for them, saying that no case should be reported to the police or the courts or any constituted authority for resolution, and that it should be reported to them. He also noted that they are operating freely and mingling freely with the villagers, and that they have become constituted authority in those villages. So far, they have guns and they have what it takes to coerce the locals to obey them as their authority. And the entire Chukuba and Koregbe ward, it is Boko Haram elements that are operating there, and not just bandits that we know. The chairman of Shiroro local government, Suleiman Chukuba, actually confirmed the influx of Boko Haram elements, saying that on the issue of influx of Boko Haram in Shiroro, only 4 wards have actually been affected. He said that the residents were made to believe that Boko Haram elements, because of their mode of preaching, had been able to convince the residents to join them, saying that they told the villagers that they have money to help them and they have guns to give to them to fight the government. And that is the same doctrine that we know that Boko Haram elements do promote. And therefore, the residents said that they had not recruited the locals aside from coercing them to do it, especially the issue of not reporting any case or feud to police or court, and the marital age of girls at 12 years old. And this has been the issue as the militant Boko Haram continues to recruit children and use them in battlefields across Nigeria and against the federal government, saying that the Boko Haram terrorists themselves further confirmed the atrocious act when they do post pictures of children and holding assaults and rifles, and in even several videos that have been online. Therefore, the Boko Haram has engaged in mass recruiting of the residents of the Northeast, and it is right for the federal government to rise to this. Thanks for listening.